Hey, welcome back to Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth. I'm your girl, Jennifer.
And I am your girl, Meredith. Yes, so happy to have y'all with us because it's a beautiful, cold morning, chilly morning here in Texas. And, you know, these are the moments because they only last so long. So enjoy it. I don't know if it's coming back or how long. So,
Right.
yeah. So right before the break, something remarkable, like I said, happened yesterday.
Yes.
Almost groundbreaking, at least to the many Texans and many of the youngsters out there. It was the snow.
Yes.
Okay, now it actually began, Thursday night?
Yes.
That we started seeing all the posts, everything online about, oh, you won't, snow's coming, snow's
Yes.
coming. And I love how they start as snow flurries.
Yes.
And then, that's the first qualifier, like little flurries, and then it melts and everything like that. And then it just blew up from there. We go to bed. Let me back up. The kids were having a blast, right? Then you go to bed, wake up, and bam, it was everywhere. So such a great time. And we don't know if it'll happen again this season. But, I think it's been a couple years since the last time we had what would be, snow, like it collected on the ground kind of thing, right?
Right.
So what about top 3 kind of snow moments, whether it be yesteryears in the past or, something that just happened recently. So Jen, why don't you kick it off for us?
Okay. Well, I am going to kick it off with our yesterday snow.
Yeah.
Before Jensen went to bed, he kept looking outside. It was not snowing yet.
Now remind the listeners how old your boy is.
He's almost 8, so he goes to bed early, 8:30. So it was not snowing when he went to bed, and he kept looking because we were talking about it was like snowing all around us, and it had not started snowing at our house yet. So anyway, after he went to bed, it had started snowing. So when he got up yesterday morning, we went out and looked. We saw that some had collected. And so I went and woke him up. And I was like, come here, I got to show you something. So I took him out and showed him the snow. So he bundled up real quick. And so he went out so he could look around. And he came in, and it was just the sweetest thing because he's never seen snow, ever. And so he came in and he said, Mom, you have to come and see this. It's like a winter wonderland.
Aww.
It was so sweet.
Melt in your heart. Well, and I bet so. And that's one of the great things about, when the first time with kids and their eyes light up and they don't know that, it's really cold out there. Be careful kind of thing.
Right.
And they're like, oh, I don't care. I'm coming out.
Yes.
No, that's so great. And little Jensen, I'm glad you got your first snow. I thought it'd been, I guess it hadn't been like a true snow in the past because I'm like, I thought he would have had it already. Yeah. Well, and one of mine is actually one of my top 3 is when I was little. One of my first times, I think I was 6 years old. Long time ago, we had snow and I was just amazed by it too. So you, of course, your hands go numb when you're a kid. You don't, you just don't care. Trying to make snowmen and everything like that. And of course, Texas snowmen are a little dirty. They're not the true white. But I just remember setting up kind of like if you will, like a whole snowman town of the mom, the dad, and everything. And it was just so cute to me, and I loved it. And I remember Chris came and then of course took down my snowman and then started throwing them
it was
at
like
me.
Godzilla came through town.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's what brothers do.
Thanks
they
a lot,
come in
Chris.
and crush your snowman. But no, that was one of the more fun times to me. And then of course snow fight began between Chris and I, and he won that time, but I made up for it in other years, which we'll get to. But okay, so good times.
Yes.
Loved it. My first snow that I can remember. It may have snowed before then, but go ahead.
Okay. My first snow that I really remember, I was in 4th grade. So I was probably 6, 7, 8, 9 maybe.
Okay.
And we lived in a trailer park and it snowed pretty, what I would consider pretty heavy. I mean, because we're in, Texas.
Yeah.
But my brother's babysitter lived down the street from us.
Okay.
And she had she had one son that was my age, and then she had 2 older boys. And I was like infatuated with the oldest one. I was in 4th grade. He was a senior.
In high school?
In high school. Loved him. Andy. Anyway, him and his younger brother, just younger than him, they would let me pal around with them and stuff. So anyway, So they had a trash can, a big empty trash can. We were going around the neighborhood and scraping the snow off the back of everybody's car into the trash can so that we could make a snowman.
That is a very efficient way to get a good snowman. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
That's really smart, actually. I'm gonna take that. Should it come again, that's what I'll tell Jack. Yes. Be like, if you really want something that's gonna be taller than, up to your ankle,
right?
Let's go ahead and start collecting that.
Yes.
Look at you. Very good. Very good. Well, that's hilarious. I'm sorry, I'm getting visions of you walking down like, hey.
Yeah, we were just going trailer to trailer, just scraping the snow off the back of everybody's car.
Nice. Yeah. That's kind of funny. This next one, of course, we're talking about snow, guys, because of this wonderful snow that we were treated with yesterday. It's in our top 3 this morning. And my next one, I'm not going to lie. I want to say it was Christmas. I know it was Christmas 2004, because Christmas Eve, it actually snowed. And I was blown away because it was actual Christmas, right? Uh-huh. The only thing is, if you try to drive in snow in Houston, and we were in Sugar Land, Missouri City area, it was pretty challenging because everybody's like going slow, and then you've got the guys that are thinking they can go 80 and it doesn't matter, and they're flying around everywhere. But I'm telling you, it was the more magical Christmases for me because of the snow. Mm-hmm. And I happened to also be with the little man Jack in my belly. So it was such a beautiful Christmas for me. I was very cold, but I loved seeing all of the houses because it was like a little bit heavier than yesterday's. Okay. So it was all over the place. Love the experience. And, waking up Christmas morning too, it was just picturesque, something like the movies. We don't get that. So
yes.
It
was like a winter wonderland.
It was nice, yeah, and I would love that again for Christmas this year. So, Lord, make it happen, please. That would be great. So that's one of my more memorable ones too.
Yes. Okay, my last one is pretty memorable, but not good. I have a friend who lives in Colorado Springs. And I went to visit her on vacation one week when I lived in Austin. So, I was still single. And, I had been promised snow. I was going to see real snow while I was there, okay? So I got up there. It had not started snowing yet, but that's okay because I was there for a whole week and I was holding out,
You were being patient.
Yeah. So I was there for a whole week with no snow. I got on the plane to come home, and of course I turned my phone off. And when I landed in Houston and turned my phone back on, I had a text message that said, "You're not going to believe this, but it started snowing after your plane left."
That's
womp womp.
I know. That is sad. The idea of it didn't happen. The snow memory that didn't happen.
Colorado. I went to Colorado.
It just didn't seem right.
And no snow.
Global warming. When was this? Wait, you were in Austin, so you were grown.
07.
07.
07.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, November of 07.
Okay.
And I had been told by more than one person from Colorado that they always get their first snow on Halloween. So I went the day after Halloween. I'm like, there should be snow. Now, my friend lives in Colorado Springs, so we could look out her apartment window and we could see Pikes Peak, barely any snow even at the top.
Really?
Yeah, it was disappointing. So,
have you ever been skiing?
No.
Really? Okay.
All I've ever seen is this wet Texas snow. I've never seen like actual powder, fluffy snow.
Oh, fluffy? Oh, yes. Well, in Colorado, you should have had the fluffy had it happened.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and that brings me to my next memorable snow-related memory because it's hilarious that we went skiing growing up. We would travel and go skiing. So I've been blessed to try skiing, which I say try skiing, meaning I'm the girl that always in ski school. Up until 14, I was still the ski school girl. And then I'd be like, I'm going to go have hot cocoa. I don't know. But Chris and Jason, my brothers, they would be wild. Jason in particular, he would do the snowboarding.
Uh-huh.
And then also Dano,
Yes.
who, my stepdad, he's passed on now, but he was, adventurous in his, he'd be like, yeah, let's do it. So I only heard of the story, but I got to tell you.
You were at the lodge drinking.
Pretty much.
Cocoa.
I was the girl that was in ski school by day for a little bit and then by the fire having cocoa the rest of the time.
Yes.
So apparently Dano and Chris and maybe Jason, but they started going down, I think it was like a blue. It wasn't a black, okay, but it was a blue slope. And they started having some troubles. Dan started losing his footing. And I am telling you guys, lost one ski. I don't know how it happened, but he started coming down in one ski. Okay, and this wasn't not a petite man. All right. Now, he didn't take pretty much anyone down with him, but let's just say having the vision of him coming down the ski, or the slope itself right here where I could see him because I was by the cocoa, by the fire, looking out and seeing a non-petite man flailing with his sticks. I don't know what they're called, but
Poles,
thank you. See, didn't do a lot of that. But, I mean, it was hilarious. Did he get hurt? No. I mean, no bone.
Well, thankfully.
Yeah, no, thankfully. But it was the most hilarious thing to see. And then hear Chris, of course, retell the story. So if Chris were here, he'd be able to tell you more about it. But they were apparently right side by side. Dan tried to, go around somebody. And then something happened. He lost his ski. And it just reminded me of a Griswold moment. I only saw the last few minutes right before the crash at the end. Yeah, he didn't take anyone down, but I saw him go down.
We're going to have to ask Chris about that when he's on.
I know. Well, he's a good skier. Like I said, I was a ski school girl, so I think if we went, that would be my comfort zone again because it's been like 15 years.
Right.
But Jack wants to go, and he's like, I want to go skiing. I'm like, well, one day. He said, I'll take you. And I said, well, hopefully I could take you before you take me, but whatever happens, right? I'm like, hey, it's a little scary. I'm sorry.
Yes.
When you're going over a hill, you don't know what's on the other side, so I would get freaked out, and I would just fall. I would just be like, I'm just going to lean over here. Do I have the upper body strength to lift myself up? No. So what I have to do undo my skis, get back up. It was a whole ordeal.
Yes.
So if you're going to go skiing, you want to be able to do a couple push-ups and pull-ups so you can get yourself up. Just heads up. Mm-hmm. And I never tried snowboarding. It was just really too scary for me. Just saying.
Okay.
All right. Just wanted to give you that heads up.
I've never done any of it.
Well, I'm going to have, we'll go on the road trip before I'm taking you skiing. I'm sorry. Or we could do ski, the ski machine. What is it? The ski
lift?
Well, yeah, we'll do that too. But I meant the vehicle, the ski vehicle, the little scooter, the ski scooter.
Snowmobile.
Thank you.
Is that what you're talking about?
Whew, she's never done it, but she knows much more about it than myself. So anyway, so random, but I had to just fill y'all in on that. So we'll put it on the list, but I'm not going to put it on the top 10 of things we're going to do because it's not my favorite.
No, we've got other things to do.
I know. I'm like, first we have to go on a road trip, California. Then you said you'd take me to Italy. If you didn't, you're going to do it now? Yeah.
Oh, really?
Please.
Can we go to New York first?
Oh, yes. Yes, we can.
Okay.
All right. We're putting that in our little fantasy little wish list.
Yes.
And if you listen every Saturday morning, in our 9 o'clock hour, we talk about Dreamland and share the sweetness. So that's where we kind of got into the idea of putting our wish list together of where and how we're going to do things. And first, it starts with the road trip with this young lady. Looking forward to it, of course. But
we have no idea where we're going, but we're going on a road trip.
Well, and it has to be 8 hours was too much, apparently, on the first time. So we have to take it in small measurements. Is that what you were telling me?
Yeah.
Yeah, she unapologetically, she said, no, I'm not going to do my first road trip 8 hours with you, Meredith. We're going to do maybe 3. We'll start with the 3 hours, see how well it goes.
Honey said talking to Meredith is like doing charades, isn't it?
It is, honey. It is. You're too sweet. Too sweet.
That's why we're good together, because I know all of the...
You complete me. You help complete my sentences.
There you go.
Well,
hey, you can... let me do some social media. You can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, at Grit and Grace Texas. Twitter, Grit and Grace Tex, TEX. They wouldn't give us the A or the S.
Shiesties.
We're on, of course, irlonestar.com. You can check us out on the app Lone Star Star Internet Radio.
That's for the tech savvy.
That's right. And we're on Our City TV, Suddenlink Channel 12. You can also email us at gritandgracetexas@gmail.com.
That's right. So many ways to connect with us. We love Facebook because we've got it live. I've got my social media guru right here, a.k.a. Jennifer, who gets to, so anytime you want to reach out to us while we're on the air and just interact right here, she's the one that's going to be making sure, you know, she pays attention, right?
Yes.
Well, and of course, you can catch our YouTube.
You watch the YouTube, and I'm always on my phone. I am.
She's got a purpose. She's working.
I'm doing our social media, yes.
Yes, she's not just
I'm
ignoring
responding
me.
to people.
She's not ignoring me.
Well, I might be.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, 2 hours together every Saturday. And that's just Saturdays. I'm going to lock you down for more.
That's right.
Why don't we take a break? Because we've got some really.
Let's do that.
Thank you, Mama. Yeah, we've got actually Ed and Mickey with Hellfighters, a motorcycle ministry. It's a nationwide ministry. They are in charge of the Houston
Northeast Houston unit.
Thank you. See, she completes me. Northeast Houston unit. And they are going to be here throughout the Conroe area today. So they were so sweet to come by, and especially sweet because of this weather. They rode out from, I wanted to say drive out, but I think rode out's the better term.
Yes.
Rode out from Atascocita all the way to us, which is wonderful, especially because it's 26 degrees outside. And you know that that is not a warm drive. So we are going to be hearing about their organization, what they do for the community, and how we can really get involved and connect with them too. So Stay tuned. It's more of Grit and Grace on Lone Star Community Radio.